Hey Guitar Nuts, what's up? It's Pete Thorn. Welcome to the studio. From Cornerstone Effects, you heard this guy on all the guitar parts. Well, not the acoustic guitars, but the electric guitars on that track at the beginning of the video. It is the Aquarium Vibe. So it's a super tweakable vibe pedal with the ability to A/B between two different speed settings. So you got independent speed knobs there. Volume knobs, you can really boost with this pedal actually and kick the front end of your amp hard if you want to. 3-position inertia switch. This is a really cool feature that allows you to kind of switch the range of the vibe and kind of where it happens. So it's kind of like higher mids, mid-mids, or lower mids that you really hear the vibe effect. You've also got a tone control, and that's really nice. Most vibes will tend to get quite dark, kind of darken up the sound. I like that, but if you want to get a brighter sound, you can. And then a 2-position switch here, as well as an independent mix pot that allows you to kind of mix in the vibe effect at any level that you want. That's kind of unique for a vibe. They usually don't have like a mix control. And then you've got blend mode or mix mode, and that's kind of equivalent to on most vibes where you would have like a chorus or vibrato switch. So mix mode is the chorusing mode really, and blend mode is the vibrato mode, but you've got also an independent mix knob with total control over the mix. The main thing is I just really enjoyed making music with it. I had a lot of fun making that track at the beginning of the video. I'm going to solo some of those parts outside of the mix now so you can clearly hear those and also play a little bit more through the pedal. All the guitar parts in this were recorded with my new Sir Signature HSS standard. And I used the Sir SL68 amp. I'm jumpering the channels. It's basically like a 68 plexi style amp, and I'm blending the volume 1 and volume 2 to get different tones in this video. And I even incorporated some other pedals to record those guitar parts in the song at the beginning of the video, a fuzz and an overdrive, so more on that in a little bit. Okay, here we go. So I just recorded the first guitar part in the track at the beginning of the video, and for this guitar part I've got the mix set on about 11 o'clock and the intensity on about 11 o'clock and the speed set real slow, and I'm using mix mode on the mix switch here, and I got the tone at about noon, and I got the volume at about noon, and this just sounded really balanced to me. So So between mix and blend mode, mix is more like the chorus mode, I do believe, on a traditional vibe, and blend is like the vibrato mode on a traditional vibe. But you get the added benefit of a mix control. So like you can get different levels of effect that you wouldn't be able to get out of a traditional vibe. Usually on a traditional vibe, in chorus mode, you've got a bunch of dry signal mixed in there and then the wet signal mixed in. And whereas in vibrato mode, it's all wet signal. Well, with this, now you're able to get the varying levels via the mix control of wet versus dry in both modes. So I hope that makes sense. Mix mode's going to sound a little fuller because there's dry mixed in all the time, right? And then this knob basically becomes like the volume control for the vibe. Vibrato mode has no dry mixed in, and this becomes the volume for the vibe. Okay, so that's why you'll notice when I put it over into mix mode, it gets a little bit louder because it's got the dry signal mixed in all the time. So I hope that makes sense. But it just basically lets you get different shades that you wouldn't be able to get out of a traditional vibe. Now you got the tone control. And that's really cool for darkening things up, because you might notice I've actually got like a little bit of crunchy on this sound if I turn the pedal off.
One of the coolest things about a Vibe to me is that when you turn it on, it kind of darkens the sound, and with all the whooshy going on, it kind of sounds clean, but it's not. There's actually like a little bit of overdrive going on all the time. Right, when you turn the pedal off, you clearly hear the distortion, but the pedal kind of masks it with the tone down, and I love that. Okay, add to that the intensity control, and that gives you almost like another way to sort of mix. It's like the depth on a chorus, really. So you can hear the pulse won't go quite as deep when I use that intensity control. And so between the mix and that, intensity control, as well as the switch that lets you do the two different blend and mix modes, you got a world of colors there that you can experiment with to find the vibe sound that you want. Now, one other really great feature is the ability to ramp between the two speed settings and do it like kind of in a momentary way. So if you hit the switch, you're going to see the LED go faster and slower from the fast to the slow setting. But if you just hold it and then release it, it's going to go back from the slow to the fast to the slow. So it's easier for me to just show you what I mean. And I learned from Tim Pierce a long time ago that that's how he loves to use like Leslie style or rotary style effects, is constantly be kind of pushing that and ramping up and down on pedals that'll let you do something like this. So this pedal lets you do that, and I think it's really cool.
Thanks you guys for watching my video on the Cornerstone Aquarium Vibe. This is a terrific sounding vibe pedal with some unique features. Allows you to switch between two different independent speed settings. You've got extensive control over the mix as well as the tone of the pedal, as well as some of the traditional kind of controls you would get on a Vibe, like the intensity. You've got a volume control there that allows you to get unity gain or even boost. The inertia switch, which allows you to kind of switch up the range of where the vibe is happening in the frequency spectrum. Just a killer sounding modern take on the vibe effect. You can check it out further, that link down in the video description below. Click there, it'll take you to more info on the Cornerstone Aquarium Vibe. Please hit subscribe if you haven't. You can hit the little bell beside the subscribe to get an alert every time I put out a new video. I'm Pete Thorn. Take care. Over now.